Hey everyone, welcome back to the Chill English channel, your calm space to learn real English the easy way.
That's right. Wherever you are, maybe walking, relaxing, or having coffee, just take a breath and enjoy learning with us.
Today, we'll talk about something simple but super useful. How to describe your weekend in English.
Yeah, because people ask this question all the time. How was your weekend?
Exactly. But many learners freeze when they hear that question. So today, let's make sure you never get stuck again.
Before we start, let me ask you, Sophia, how do you usually spend your weekend?
Good question. I like quiet weekends. I usually stay home, cook something nice, and watch a movie. What about you?
I'm the opposite. I like active weekends. I play basketball, hang out with friends, and sometimes go hiking.
Nice. So you have energy, even on weekends.
I try to. But most people just say, "It was good," when someone asks about their weekend. That's too short, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really say anything. Let's help our listeners learn some better ways to answer.
For example, you can say, "It was great. I met my friends." Or, "It was relaxing. I stayed home and watched a movie."
Try that aloud. It was relaxing. I stayed home and watched a movie.
Sounds smooth, right? See how natural it feels?
So there are many types of weekends: lazy weekends, busy weekends, and adventure weekends. Let's go through them one by one.
Lazy weekends first. I love those. You wake up late, make breakfast slowly, and just chill out.
You can say, I slept in and had a slow morning. Or, I didn't do much, I just rested.
Another one could be, "I stayed in bed and watched Netflix."
Perfect. Now, busy weekends. Maybe you had a lot to do. You can say, I was busy. I cleaned the house and went grocery shopping.
Or, "I helped my parents fix the garden." These are simple, everyday phrases.
And for adventure weekends, maybe you went somewhere new or did something exciting. You can say, I went hiking, or I visited a new cafe with my friends.
Notice how we use past tense verbs. Went, visited, watched, helped. That's what makes your English sound natural.
Right, but remember, you don't have to speak perfectly. Just try to express your idea. The goal is to communicate, not to be perfect.
That's the right mindset. Okay, let's do a quick speaking practice. I'll ask you, "What did you do last weekend?" and you answer aloud.
Go ahead, ask them.
All right. What did you do last weekend?
Take a second, think of something real, and say it out loud.
Nice. Even one short answer is progress.
Now, to make your answer more interesting, add how you felt. You can say, it was fun, it was tiring, or it was amazing.
Emotions make your English come alive.
Let's do a mini example. I'll be your coworker, and you answer. Ready?
Ready.
Hey, Jake, how was your weekend?
It was great. I went hiking on Sunday.
Oh, really? Where did you go?
I went to Green Hill Park. The weather was perfect.
That sounds lovely.
See? Just a few lines, but it sounds friendly and real.
And here's something important. Always ask back. Say, how about you? It keeps the conversation natural.
Yeah, like this. It was nice. How about you? Easy and polite.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about weekend styles. Jake, what's your favorite kind of weekend? Lazy, busy, or adventure?
I think adventure. I like going out, trying new food, and seeing new places.
So you could say, I visited a new restaurant, or I went to the mountains with my friends.
That's right. How about you, Sophia?
I like calm weekends. I enjoy staying home, reading, and drinking tea while it rains outside.
That sounds peaceful. You can describe it like this. I spent a quiet weekend reading and relaxing.
Beautiful. Everyone's weekend is different, but each one tells a little story.
Yes, and stories are the best way to practice speaking.
Imagine you want to share what happened. Not just short answers, but a little weekend story.
That's a great idea, because when you tell a story, your English becomes more natural and expressive.
So how do we do that? Let's learn step by step.
First, think about when, where, and who. For example, on Saturday morning, I met my best friend at a cafe.
Then say what you did. We talked for hours and laughed a lot.
And finish with how you felt. It was relaxing and fun.
Together, it becomes a full, simple story. On Saturday morning, I met my best friend at a cafe. We talked for hours and laughed a lot. It was relaxing and fun.
Perfect. That's how you sound confident and natural in real conversations.
Let's keep exploring this idea. How to make your weekend stories sound even more real and connected.
So let's make our weekend stories sound more natural, like the ones native speakers tell.
Right. Many learners stop too early. They say, I went out and that's it. But if you add just a few details, your story becomes real.
Exactly. Try adding time words like on Saturday, in the evening, or last weekend.
For example, on Sunday afternoon, I went to the park with my cousin. The weather was sunny and we played basketball.
Nice. It gives a clear picture. You can almost imagine the scene.
And you can also use feelings at the end, like it was really fun, or it was tiring but nice.
Those emotional words, fun, tiring, relaxing, amazing, make your English sound alive.
Let's practice with another example. Jake, tell me about a simple weekend story.
Okay. On Saturday morning, I cleaned my apartment and did the laundry. Then I watched a new movie at night. It was relaxing.
Great. You used then. That's a connector. Words like first, then, and finally help your story flow.
Yeah, they make your speaking smoother. Like, first I went shopping, then I cooked lunch, finally I watched a movie.
Perfect. Listeners, try this pattern with your own story. Think of 3 short actions and connect them with first, then, finally.
Go on, say it aloud now. Don't just read it, speak it.
Awesome. Remember, speaking out loud helps your mouth and brain work together.
And don't worry if it's not perfect. Every small mistake is a step forward.
That's so true. Mistakes mean you're practicing, and that's what really matters.
Okay, let's make it fun. How about sharing some funny or unexpected weekend stories?
Ooh, I love that. Something that didn't go as planned.
Like last weekend, I tried cooking pancakes, but I burned the first 3.
Haha, I've done that too. You can say, I tried cooking, but it didn't go well. Or I planned to rest, but I ended up cleaning all day.
That's a great phrase, ended up. It means the result was different from your plan.
Yes. For example, I wanted to study, but I ended up watching YouTube.
So useful in daily talk. It makes your English sound more real and expressive.
Another helpful phrase is I spent the weekend. You can say I spent the weekend with my family, or I spent the weekend relaxing at home.
Oh, and hang out. That's one of my favorites. I hung out with my friends means you spent time together, maybe chatting or going somewhere.
You can also say chill out, which means relax. For example, I just chilled out and listened to music.
Nice and casual. Very natural English.
Let's give our listeners a mini quiz. Which one is correct? I go to the park last weekend, or I went to the park last weekend?
Easy. It's I went. Remember, always use past tense verbs when talking about your weekend.
Exactly. Go becomes went, see becomes saw, do becomes did, have becomes had.
But if you forget the past tense form, don't stress. Just use did. Like, I did some shopping, or I did the laundry.
That's a great backup trick. Simple and correct.
You can even say, I did nothing, if you just rested all day.
Yes, that's a real answer too.
Because some weekends are just for recharging.
Speaking of that word, recharge means rest and get your energy back. You can say, I needed the weekend to recharge.
It's like charging your phone, but for your body and mind.
Exactly. Let's also look at another phrase, catch up. It means to meet someone and talk after a long time.
Example, I caught up with an old friend on Saturday. It sounds natural and friendly.
Perfect. So now we have chill out, hang out, recharge, and catch up. All great for describing weekends.
Yeah, they make your English sound more like daily conversation, not a textbook.
Let's practice one short dialogue using them. I'll start. Hey, Jake, how was your weekend?
Pretty good. I caught up with some old friends and just chilled out on Sunday.
Nice. Sounds like a relaxing weekend.
Yeah, I really needed to recharge.
Great example. Simple, smooth, and natural.
Listeners, now it's your turn. Think about your weekend. Can you make a short dialogue like this?
Take a second and speak it out loud. Remember, practice out loud, not just in your head.
You're doing great. Keep going.
Every time you describe your weekend, you're training your English muscle.
Yes, and the more you do it, the more natural it becomes.
That's so true. Let's keep building that skill and see how to make weekend stories even more vivid and emotional.
So, we've learned how to make short answers and even small stories about your weekend. But how can we make it sound more natural, like a real conversation?
Good question. One big secret is using connectors. Little words that link your ideas together. They make your story flow smoothly.
Exactly. For example, words like then, after that, later, or finally. They help your story sound connected, not just a list of sentences.
Let's try an example. I'll say a weekend story without connectors first. I woke up. I had breakfast. I met my friends. We watched a movie. Sounds robotic, right?
Yeah, a bit. But if we add connectors, it becomes more natural. I woke up and had breakfast. Then I met my friends and we watched a movie. Much smoother.
You can also use after that or later to sound more fluent. For example, after that, we went to the park.
Or later, we had dinner together. Simple words, big difference.
So when you describe your weekend, think of the order, what happened first, next, and last.
Right. Let's build one together for practice. I'll start. On Saturday morning, I woke up late.
Then I made pancakes for breakfast.
After that, I cleaned the house a bit and listened to music.
In the afternoon, I met my friend at a coffee shop.
We talked, laughed, and relaxed for a few hours.
Finally, I went home and watched a movie before bed.
That's a perfect weekend story. Simple, clear, and connected.
And here's another tip. Use feeling words. They make your story come alive.
You can say, it was fun, it was peaceful, or it was tiring. These small details make a big impact.
Try saying your own weekend story now. Think of 3 to 5 sentences, use connectors, and add one emotion at the end.
You can pause this episode and practice out loud. Don't worry about mistakes, just speak freely.
That's how you build real fluency, by speaking, not by waiting to be perfect.
Exactly. Fluency grows from small, real practice moments like this.
And remember, the next time someone asks, "How was your weekend?" you've got everything you need to sound confident.
You can start short, like, it was nice, but then add 1 or 2 sentences to make it natural.
For example, it was nice. I went to the park and relaxed with my family.
That's friendly, clear, and real. Just what you want in a conversation.
Before we wrap up, here's a quick challenge. This week, tell at least one person about your weekend in English.
It could be a friend, a classmate, or even just your voice recorder. The point is, speak it out loud.
Exactly. The more you speak, the more natural it becomes.
So keep practicing, stay curious, and don't forget to enjoy the process.
Thanks for spending your time with us here at the Chill English channel.
And a quick reminder, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and keep learning with us every week.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button and keep your English chill and confident.
Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful weekend ahead.
See you next time.